Right on. This is Runy Calmera in the Data Analysis and Policy Show. And today we're going to talk about when are you financially free and wealthy. If you are an investor in the Eastern Caribbean or in the Dutch Caribbean, St. Lucia, Grenada, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Montserrat, Antigua Barbuda, Anguilla, 8 islands, Curacao, St. Martin. If you are an investor in one of those islands or you want to invest in one of those islands, this episode is for you. Because in this episode, we're going to talk about when are you financially free and wealthy. Hi, my name is Runy Calmera, and in this episode of Data Analysis and Policy Show, I want to talk to you about one thing. If you are really investing and trying to become financially free, you have your data, you do your analysis, your investment analysis, and then you create the right policy. Um, and your goal is financial freedom, or your goal is to become wealthy, your family to become wealthy, to provide for your family. When are you really financially free? So type below, when do you think you are financially free? Because there are a lot of misconceptions about that. When are you financially free? Everybody, or a lot of people I know, they want to become financially free. And some of them want to become wealthy. When are you financially free? And when are you financially wealthy? Type below, just type a number below and tell me who you are. And if you are looking at this in the replay, just type hashtag replay and answer the question. So you might have a business, you might have investments, you might have assets, you might have stocks, you might have bonds, and those things can help you become financially free, and those things can also help you become wealthy. Now, I'm going to show you my screen because I'm going to give you some calculations that you can um, uh, look at, and also some data. I'm going to give you some examples. Okay, so now let's go to my screen, and I'm going to the Excel sheet. So this is the Excel sheet, and let's say your income and your expenditures, and you also have some assets, and you might have some liabilities. Now, suppose you have here $80,000 in assets and liabilities, and you have a mortgage and all those kind of stuff, and you have like 50,000 in assets. You have 50,000 in stocks, in bonds, etc. Normally, they would calculate your net worth. Look at the net worth. Your net worth is the assets minus the liabilities. So a lot of times you can look at the net worth of people online, and you see the assets minus liability. Sorry. So not liabilities, my assets. So let's put this 120, and your assets minus your liability. So it's completely assets minus your liabilities. That's your net worth. Okay, 40,000. Because when you have to liquidate all your liabilities and you bring in your assets, then your net worth will be 40,000. But this thing doesn't say anything about your wealth. Anything about your wealth. And it doesn't say anything if you are financially free or not. Now, let's suppose your income is $5,000 every month, and your expenditures is, let's say, 4,000. Your income from your assets, from these assets, bring you an income of $5,000. Suppose that. So you don't have to do anything. You have these assets and you don't have to put any work in it, and they bring you a revenue, $5,000. If your revenues, your income are from your assets that you don't have to put any hour in, if they are bigger than your expenditures, then you are financially free, my friends. Then you are financially free. So the moment your income becomes higher than your revenues, than your expenditures, your income higher than your expenditures, then you are financially free. And if your expenditures are $6,000, then you are not financially free, because the income from your assets is not enough. So here you are financially free. So your first goal is so that your income from your assets, dividends, interest rates, etc., from your assets, that your income is higher than your expenditures. You can do it. You can become financially free by decreasing your expenditures or by increasing your income by buying assets. And assets, in another episode, we have already talked about asset. An asset is something that brings you an income without you having to work for it. A business can be an asset, but not a business you are working in, a business you are owning. And in these episodes, I'm telling you the difference. Now, the other thing is, now, when are you wealthy? Now, wealth, my friends, wealth is just a number. It's a number of months. Wealth doesn't have anything to do with the number of money you have. Your wealth is defined as follows. If you have these assets and you stop working, so you stop working, how many months can you work? Can you continue to live given your current expenses? How many months can you live until your assets are gone? That's the number of the wealth. So now we're going to calculate the wealth. The wealth of this person is in months. So wealth it equals the total assets. Let's say the assets, we make it easier, divided by the expenditures. So this person's wealth is 30 months. This person can survive 30 months if their assets, if they stop working or they don't have any assets anymore, they don't bring in any assets anymore, that's the correct phrase, and they have to live from their expenditures. You see, there's no income coming in anymore. You have expenditure of $4,000, but you have $120,000 in assets. So the assets divided by the number of expenditures, the rate of the expenditures, is 30 months, and that is your wealth. So now you know your wealth can be 30 months, but your wealth can also be 30 years, or your wealth can be 5 months, or if you don't have assets anymore, your wealth can be 0. You understand? So this is a simple spreadsheet to calculate two things: financial freedom and your wealth. So now, in closing, I want to finish. And this, you know her already. This is Anna. This is my virtual digital marketing and sales assistant, my chatbot. So what I want you to do is, I want you to like this page, Policy, Data Analysis and Policy Show. And this page is on facebook.com/Policy in Paradise. I want you to like this page, and then the next time, maybe next week, you have to chat, and you have to press that chat button and send me a message, and then you will be talking with Anna, because I'm building my wealth, I'm building digital assets, and Anna, when I hired Anna as a chatbot, as a chatbot for marketing and sales to onboard the people, to help the people, I'm building a digital asset, and that digital asset is bringing me income, is bringing me returns every time. So that was it. If you want to tune in the next week at 4 o'clock Curacao Willemstad time, at 4 o'clock, that's green, which mean time -4. Look at Google. Then I'm going to give you the following episode. And this episode was, when are you financially free and wealthy? And now you know your numbers. You know your Excel spreadsheet. You know your numbers. If you want this spreadsheet, then just go right now to the messenger and type in, I want the spreadsheet, please. And then you will get a spreadsheet. So this was it. Runy Calmera, Data Analysis and Policy Show, the show where we turn data into the right analysis so that you can create the right policy for your investments in the Eastern Caribbean and the Dutch Caribbean. So if you have any questions, put them below. Bye.